From the top then. Sometimes in life, the difference of a minute can be the difference between life and death. I mean, God forbid how many times a person steps in the road and the car just missed them, or unfortunately how many times we have friends that we know where the car didn't just miss them. But we see this as actually one of the fundamental ideas in Passover, because the difference between matzah and chumetz is 18 minutes. 18, of course, bringing to mind chai, which is life. Anything which is within that 18 minutes is matzah. Anything beyond that is chumetz. And yet the interesting thing is that both matzah and chumetz have to be made from the same exact ingredients. They have to be made from one of the 5 grains combined together with water. And so therefore, we've learned from this that the same elements that can be detrimental and destructive, symbolized by the inflated chumetz, are the very same elements that can be instrumental in the source of life itself, symbolized by the 18 minutes of the chai of matzah. So what we learn from there is that no matter how destructive something is, potentially, it can always be converted into something positive. But to bring it to the next level, we see that matzah and chumetz actually have 2 letters in their words, which are the same. They both have the letter mem and tzadi. And there's a great mystery revealed here in the world of gematria, which has a sub-teaching called atbash. Atbash is based on the concept that just like in the physical world, you have an atom, which is a balance of positive and negative energy, each one coming together to balance each other. So too in the Hebrew letters, Atbash takes the furthest extreme letter at the beginning, the Aleph, and compares it together with the extreme opposite letter of Taf. And each letter coming together is with its opposite. So you have Aleph at one end and Taf at the other, Bet and then Shin, and so on. And this is where the term Atbash comes from. Using the formula of Atbash, the idea being that when you see the letter Aleph, on the other side is the letter Taf, or if you see the letter Taf, on the other side is the letter Aleph. What is the hidden side of the letter Mem and Tzadi, the 2 common letters of Chumetz and Matzah? And they are Yud and Hey, God's name, which tells us that both in life and in death, the hand of God is always present. There's nothing outside the hand of God. So what then is really the distinguishing factor between the 2 of them? The other letter, the Hey and the Chet. The Hey and the Chet, it's interesting, there's a Gemara in the Yerushalmi, which says in Meiser Sheni, in the 5th chapter, in the 2nd halacha, that the sages considered insignificant the letter Hey and Chet in their differences, and would even go so far as to comfortably interchange these letters. As the example, the Gemara there asks, where do we know that one has to redeem their grapes in the 4th year of a new vineyard? And the answer is that the verse uses the word Hilul, which means praise, but they change it to the word Chilul, which means to deconsecrate. So the same letter can be used both in terms of praising God and also in removing sanctity. But the idea is that it's all in the service of God. So the real difference, of course, is what do we choose? It may all be in the hand of God, but what do we choose for our hands? And that's why the letter Hey has the little window on the top. That little window allows us to be able to escape our ego. It allows us to be able to come back to a Kodesh Baruch Hu, to do tshuva. And because of that, it allows us in the form of the matzah to be humble. Let's take it one last step. The word matzah also sounds like the word mitzvah. Mem, tzadi, vav, hey. What do we see again? The first 2 letters of the word mitzvah are yud and hey, according to Atbash. So really the word mitzvah is actually God's 4-letter name of yud and hey, for the mem and the tzadi in Atbash, and the vav and the hey, which is always there in the word mitzvah. So we see that the word mitzvah is actually a hidden form of God's name. And that's the whole challenge of Passover, to be able to open up what appears to be a gloom and dark, depressing situation of slavery, and to be able to realize that we are on the path to the 3rd temple in Jerusalem, where all of the world will live together in peace.